Hey, what's up, you guys? Welcome to my channel. My name is Den, and I'm a mess. I've had a couple stupid videos on this channel. I have no idea what I'm doing with it, but I'm just going to go ahead and run my stupid intro that I made anyway, and hopefully just be able to talk to you and get some vlog therapy. I really appreciate it if anybody who sees this doesn't get crazy harsh with me or anything, and maybe I can find some support because I could really use it right now. Anyway, here's that stupid intro.
Welcome to turmoil.
What's up, guys? Thanks for sticking with me through that stupid intro and whatever. I know this isn't going to be like a happy video by any means, so I appreciate your support if you can give it. I just figure I don't really have any other way to get out my pain and shit other than maybe making a video, so I'm at least saying something out loud. I'm losing my wife. I've lost my wife. It's really hard. Give you a quick backstory of things. I've been with her for about 3 years, and previous to that, I was in an 8-year relationship in which, for most of it, I was pretty cold and wasn't all in. And then right when I realized I wanted to marry her, and we actually planned to get married and all that stuff, right when that happened, I found out she'd been cheating on me for many years, and it just devastated my world. I went into super long bout of depression. I couldn't leave my room or get off my floor, and just like, it was probably the hardest time in my life. And a big part of it was because, I'd spent so much time with this person, and also I was, creeping up on like 37, and that was the age my father was when he had me, and I didn't want to be an old dad, and I was ready to finally move forward and take a step in my life to have kids and a family and a wonderful life. And then, like not long before me and her were going to get married, I found out she'd been cheating for a really long time, and it devastated me. Cut to, 3 years ago, it took a lot of work to get to a semi-healthy place. I just jumped on a plane. I went to Europe for 3 weeks, and I was still suffering out there and just trying to do whatever I could to get rid of that emotional pain and that loss of a future with a family and kids. And when I came back from that travel, it was magical. It was amazing because I met this amazing woman, this English girl whom I love English women. I love the accent and stuff like that. And I met her here in the States, and she's an author. She's actually a pretty famous author, and I can't mention her name for obvious reasons. Very successful, very beautiful, and we hit it off so well, and she like fell in love with me instantly, and it was like my heart was saved after all the pain I'd gone through. And I'm sorry. We fell in love, and we fell in love instantly. It was like just the most amazing thing I'd ever felt. I didn't even think at that point that it was possible for me to feel love like that again at my age, after such a long relationship, after such heartbreak. And it was the best feeling I've ever had in my life. I went back to her apartment the very first night we met, and it was amazing, and I never left. Like, I lived with her since the day I met her. We just hit it off. We were planning all these great adventures and just all these wonderful things, and they began to happen. And like, I would look in her eyes every single night and like feel saved. She wanted to have kids with me. She wanted all the things that I wanted. Plus, she was, a successful author, and so we were going to travel the world together, which we did. We did just that. We because of her job, we were able to go city to city, all over the States and around the world to book signings, and I was like her assistant, and I didn't feel bad for not paying for it, obviously, because she just wrote it all off as part of the business for me being her assistant, and it was just amazing, falling in love and traveling the world, and we're gonna settle down and have a family soon. But then life just kind of started kicking us in the gut, man. Had a lot of money problems with my family. I've got to help figure out a way to make sure they can be retired and supported, and times are struggling, and she was having to start paying a lot of my bills, and she didn't mind. She had plenty of money. But like 3 months into our relationship, she came to a party at my parents' house, a big party we do every year, and she brought her dogs, her 2 big dogs, and she asked a friend to look after them while she went to the store, and the friend accidentally let them go, and they chased the car, and both her dogs got killed like 3 months into the relationship, which was like the first big trauma that our relationship took. And it was hard, and we were making it through it and doing the best we could. We still had, travel to do for book signings. And not long after that, my dog of 15 years, he was like my best friend who got me through my last relationship, he died, which was really hard on me. We kept moving along, getting through. There ended up being a lot of trust issues because for the first 6 months of our relationship, she couldn't take down the picture of her ex-boyfriend, and she wouldn't get rid of his stuff that was still in the closet haunting us, and she felt bad to cut off and stop texting the guys that she'd been dating before me, some of the men she had slept with previous to me. So I would see that on her phone, even though she'd promised that she would stop speaking to those people, and it created so many trust issues, which led me to start sneaking into her phone, and it caused so many big fights throughout our relationship. But we made it through some years, through a year of that anyway, and then we were in a big car accident, and my back was injured, my spine was injured. We moved into a new place together, a beautiful place in Hollywood. I was trying to be positive, make YouTube videos, do whatever I could to earn some money, which wasn't working. And then my back got so bad that I couldn't walk anymore. I'm sorry, guys, if this is too long. Obviously, you'll just stop watching. But and it was a really hard time because she had to take care of me when I couldn't walk. And I know our relationship suffered for that. As I started to heal, things were kind of getting better, but she couldn't really ever stop, her secretive nature about her, online chatting and stuff. And, to this day, I don't know, and she is and has probably been a good girl and not been talking to people I wouldn't like, but, she was just so adamant about being so private that it always struck that chord with me for the first 6 months of our relationship, that she's continuing to talk to guys that she promised she wouldn't, and it caused me to snoop more, and it caused so much tumultuous stuff after, our dogs dying and my year-long back issue and all the stuff that we'd gone through. And to make this kind of short, last week she told me she didn't love me anymore, and we lived together. And I just got a little bit of money, but I don't have anywhere to go, and I don't want to have to leave LA and move back into my folks at 40 years old, and I don't want to have to start over again. I don't want to be a new dad at 45, which is what I'm looking at now. We were supposed to have a kid soon, and she doesn't love me, and I am still so very in love with her. And I'm a really, really emotional guy. I always have been. I mean, that's part of the reason I'd come out to try and be an actor so many years ago here in Hollywood, which never really worked out for me for many reasons. But I didn't see it coming, you know. I think all the hardships we went through from day one of our relationship, as well with that just really toxic behavior of like her sneaking around and me snooping through her stuff, like she just finally had enough. And we've been through it and been through it and been through it for a couple of months now, and it really just finally, she couldn't be any more clear that she is done. And I am so heartbroken, and I don't know how to go on, and I don't know what to do, and I don't want to move in with my parents, and I wanted to have kids soon. So anyway, I'm making this video just for a cathartic nature, to get things out. And maybe I'll do one daily or every other day, because I'm going through some real struggles. Like, it's quarantine time, the virus has locked everybody down, and I'm gonna be stuck with her for at least another month, and I don't want to leave her, and I don't want her to leave me. But now I've got to live with her, and I've got to hide my emotions and pretend like we're friends, while every time she leaves a room I'm like crushed, just in order to keep her from just bailing out and leaving me with an apartment I can't afford, to where I'm gonna have to move back in with my folks. And we've got to be able to help each other out through this time. And she feels zero love or attraction to me anymore, and I am still very much in love, and I'm having a lot of trouble getting through this phase. And we're probably gonna be in this apartment together for 2, maybe 3 months, until my finances get settled and the virus lockdown is over, and she can finally go get a place. And so I guess I'm just looking for some support and some help out there. If anybody has some kind words, I'd gladly take them. Any advice? If you think I'm doing the wrong thing by sticking around in this apartment for the next 3 months until I get on my feet, I don't know, anything would help. Just talking about it, I think, is helping. The biggest problem I'm having is getting it into my head that she's not coming back, and I know for sure she's not coming back. But my brain won't allow me, my heart won't allow me to realize that. And in order to save my livelihood right now and save a civil relationship in this apartment until I can get the finances to move and get my own place, or whatever I need to be okay. Anyhow, this is long, boring, I'm sure, whatever. Help, please. I'll probably look back at this one day and say, wow, what a pathetic guy. But I really could use anybody's help right now, just to talk or create a communication or hear some stories of what you've been through. And maybe if you've been at my age and wanting a family and losing your wife and relationship and having to start over with no kids at 40, and what life might be trying to have kids after 40, after 43 maybe. I don't see myself getting in a relationship until a few years from now. Yeah, I'll take whatever you got. I'll keep checking back in every time I have some issues, and maybe I can talk through it and make another vlog. But anything would help. Thank you so much, guys. It'll help to subscribe and like and all that stuff too. Maybe, I don't know who gives a shit, but thank you for watching. Hopefully I will be making happy videos on this channel one day. Cheers.